My name is Jamie Dixon. I'm 24 years old. I'm originally from Prince George, Virginia. It's a real country area, but it's outside of Hopewell and Petersburg. Well, my mother, I say when about 8 years old, my father left and then my mother separated. And she met a guy named Frederick, and he was a retired military veteran. And she stayed with him, and eventually we moved from out of the country of the county of Prince George to Hopewell, and that's when life started to really get crazy. And he turns out, he was the type of guy. He was kind of a pervert, for lack of words. He'd do things, and mind you, I'm like 10 at this time, and my sister is like 13. As things progressed, it was constant arguing in the house, and it was always with my mother. It was always, well, this is my husband. Either it's respect him or you can go. And at this time, like I said, I'm like 12, 13 years old. As a couple of years passed, my sister's like 15, 16. So the first time I ever got kicked out was 13 years old. My sister had got into an argument with my mom's husband, and she told her she can get out. And me, that being my sister, I stood up for her, and she told me as well, well, you can go with her. So I had to call my uncle, and he had to come pick me up. From there, I kind of rebelled. I felt like, what type of mother would, choose some stranger over her kids. And that went to me, not going to school, and having anger problems, being mad at the world, and just really not caring. And it really put a strain on me and my family. Well, the year of 2015, me and I was at my aunt's house. My aunt I was staying with, and I was on Facebook, and I was talking to my sister via message on Facebook, and she was supposed to come down to where I was to pick up my niece, and she asked me what I was doing. I told her, I was hanging out doing schoolwork, and she said, all right, I'll be down there. And she was like, I'm proud of you. That was the last message I had of her. Then come 12 o'clock that night, my aunt came and woke me up on the couch I was sleeping on. And she just flat out came and said, Sequanta got killed. That's my sister. So I really didn't know how to take it. I'm thinking it was a joke. So she told me, and yeah. That was that. And my sister, she was having a party. She had moved up to Richmond, and she was having a get together. She was staying with her boyfriend, and they were having a little get together. And some guy that she had knew that stayed next door, she invited him over, and she thought, he was a cool guy. She thought everything was cool. So when my sister, when she drinks, just like anybody, when they drink, some people have a higher tolerance in alcohol than other does. But my sister, when she drinks, she gets kind of rambunctious. And I guess the guy had a mental problem. he had a little man complex, and what a little man complex is, what I was told, is a person that's short, they're ugly. So, my sister story is she was pointing all in his face, and then they were in an argument, and when her boyfriend had stepped out the door to grab her and pull her in to stop him from arguing, the guy pulled out the gun and he just, started shooting, shot them both, and you know, he shot her. She took off and ran. I guess her adrenaline was pumping, so she started running, and the other guy, he shot him, and he stood over top of him and he shot him in the head, and and that was pretty much that. After that day, after I found out that, it pretty much it gave me a different perspective on life. My sister was my best friend. We've done everything together since we were little. She get kicked out, I get kicked out. Whenever I needed a place to stay, when she did have a place, I would go with her. She'll welcome me in. And that pretty much it made me wanna do terrible things, and made me wanna hate everybody. But she had 3 kids. I got 2 nieces and a nephew, and I thought to myself, well, if I go out and act a fool, then who's gonna be around to take care of them? So, and I know she, out of all people, she would want me to better myself and take care of her kids. So it didn't, long story short, it didn't make anything better right then and there. I tried to do the best I could, but in the back of my mind, I was still kind of mad at the world. And following that incident, my father, he was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes, and this was about 6 months after the fact that my sister got killed, and it started to get bad, and he wasn't taking care of himself. So he was doing dialysis, and eventually he succumbed to the diabetes, and he passed about 6 months. So it was kind of hard on me, having my sister and my father both. I felt like they left me, and I'm just here because no one in my family does anything for me. I do everything by myself. So I felt like they left me by myself. So it was hard. But God doesn't put too much on you that you can bear. So I make things happen. You wake up, another day, you gotta make things happen. You can't dwell on life. So I just plan on doing the best I can in life, trying to help other people, overcome the obstacles that I've had to come. If I could just tell anybody, the cards that you were dealt in life, it doesn't necessarily, you don't have to play them. You just have to find a hand that works for you. There will be different cards dealt. You just have to play it the way you need to play it, and don't listen. Just go for what you know, and that's pretty much it. I'm real motivated to achieve the goals. Like I said, there's nothing out here for me. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense nowadays, and I'm surrounded by amazing people. You guys, you're amazing, and you're a great motivation of to basically live out your dreams and what you want to do. And I'm excited for the next step in my life. Everything is going pretty good as I speak to you right now, and everything's amazing. And I just plan on going from this step today. You got to take everything a day at a time, and I just plan on going from today and keep building as every day comes, and just hope that everything works out, which I know it will. Everything will be all right, but you just got to stay humble, stay focused, and everything will be okay.